When I think of meat pies, I think of my family. For as long as I can remember, and I preface this by saying I have a horrible memory, we have been making meat pies at Christmas. Even though I think it started before I was born, I know this isn't true. Now. Just this year, I found out that this meat pie recipe that I thought was handed down in my French-Canadian heritage for years was really just stolen from some old French-Canadian ladies at my parents' church. They would make it every year for a Christmas festival called the Fall-orama. Then one year, my mom decided to make them at home. The process involves boiling meat, using Jiffy pie crust mix, and only doing a milk wash over the crust, not egg. My mom would freak out if she found out you used egg. But how are they supposed to get brown, Mom? In later years, my sister, realizing the French Canadians eat the blandest food, added Bell's seasoning into it for a bit of flavor. The meat pies became a hit at all the Christmas Eve parties my parents held each year for the family, only coming in second the year the dirt cake became popular. I mean, who could compete with a pudding, Cool Whip, crushed Oreo layered trifle set in a pot with a fake plant stuck into it? To this day, members of the extended family still expect their meat pie at Christmas, and my mom wishes she could give meat pies to everyone she knows. But as she gets older and things get more expensive, it becomes harder to provide that service. So we do what we can, make what is possible, and give what we have. This is the story of the Dulude meat pies. What is your earliest memory of meat pies?
Well, when I was at Our Lady Consolation many years ago, the women's group used to make them for the parish.
And when did you start making them?
I really don't know. Maybe I was in the 40s, early 50s.
Was that at the Fall-orama, or was that?
Yeah, at the Fall-orama.
And then when did you start making them at home?
At home? Oh, God. Well, it was before the girls were born. So, how long ago was I?
I remember making a Magnolia Street.
Magnolia Street. I don't
Young.
remember how old I was, but it was definitely young.
Yeah.
10, 11. It was a long time ago.
And why do you make them every year?
Because they wanted to
told to.
stop one year, and I said no.
'Cause they
it's
tell
the
us
only,
to.
It is the only family tradition we have.
Yeah, so gotta keep it.
So we have to keep it going.
Okay. And you know where it started?
No.
What do you mean?
In Meme's house?
Yeah.
I think that Jessica was probably in a high chair. Like maybe she must have been like what, 14 months old?
I remember them as a kid when Mom actually had the meat grinder crank and we put it on the kitchen table and grind the meat first. So I do remember that.
How old were you?
I'm not really sure. I mean, young, really young. I do remember very young. I mean, maybe 5 or 6, I guess. I don't know.
The first time I remember doing meat pies, I mean, I feel like I did them forever, but I know that's not true. But I can't really remember the first time, like we all got together and made meat pies. I do remember what I would do with all the leftover crust that wasn't used for the pies, and I would always make these like little, I guess they would be called turnovers now, that I would put peanut butter and jelly and brown sugar, everything sweet that you could possibly imagine, inside of them and cook them. And that was like one of the things that I so looked forward to. You know, when we would make the meat pies, is making these little treats for me, and I would just eat all of them.
We started it small and ended up huge, making them for everyone.
Yeah, and why did you start doing that?
Well, making them for
everybody, yeah.
because everybody liked them and they all wanted one.
Mm-hmm. And did it bring anything to you, like making them? Did it like
Oh, it was made me happy inside because everybody was together. We were all helping each other and talking to each other, and it was nice. It was, regular family living.
So, where does the meat pie come from? Historical records go back to the 17th century in Quebec, where the tourtière was made. A tourtière, named after the copper and tin pans the pies were made in, are hearty pies of the sort that have been around since people thought to combine pastry and meat. Today, in most of French Canada, tourtière is made from finely ground pork and beef seasoned with cinnamon and thyme. So not that different from the pies that we make today, just with a bit more spice. And would you be upset if the recipe changed at all?
I don't know. Depends on how it tasted.
For most families, a tourtière or meat pie is a source of great pride. Recipes can be different from family to family, and even within families, passed down through generations. How many meat pies do you think you've made in those 30-something years?
Oh my God, I can't count. Way too many. But we made like a lot. Because everybody would take some home for their friends and their family, and if Bobby didn't get his pie, he'd yell. Young Bobby, not old Bobby.
At one point we had Chris's 3 girls too, when they were younger. We had Jess and Jen, and then as time went on, Stephen joined us, and then you joined us when you were around. It's,
Well, I want to say like 15 years. It seems like I've been doing it forever now, but it maybe only 15. I mean, because she used to do it with the grandkids and stuff, but I never helped out. So at some point I started helping out. I don't remember when, and I became the roller. So that was my job.
Yeah, sadly, I haven't been around to be doing it every year until just recently. And so it's really fun to get to experience this tradition that we've done. It's strange because most families now sort of have lost all of their traditions, and they don't do things together like they used to. And so it's really nice to have this tradition that I feel will continue to go on and on, through us, through my nieces, and through their kids.
I will continue to do this. Actually, Manny asked me that question today. He said, "Do you enjoy doing this?" I said, "I actually do enjoy doing this. It's something that we all do together. It's kind of like a tradition, and the arguing."
You can't even do that one. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. No, remember last year? Forget about it.
There we go.
Because it wasn't even real milk. So it makes a difference if it's not real milk.
And everything else that goes with it, but I mean, I'll continue to do it for as long as I can.
Oh God.
I plan on it.
If she does, I will.
Yeah,
I'm not
because
doing
we're not
it
doing
alone.
it. She's not going to do it
There's
at her
nobody
house.
left.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
And she's not going to buy the meat either.
it's like a 3-person effort.
Well, I hope it continues on, but this year, me being in the nursing home was a little different, so I don't know how it's going to be from now on.
So, what is the secret to a perfect meat pie? Well, everyone will give you a different answer. Some say it's investing in good quality meats. Others say it is the spice mixture and the moistness of the pie, while others say it is the crust. In my own family, I think it is the love and dedication that my mother has put into making these pies year after year. Tradition is important. It ties us to the ones we have loved, lost, or perhaps never even knew. It's comforting, like the meat pies themselves.
But everybody was happy with it. We all enjoyed making them together, all friends and relatives. It's something that kept us together.